What's up YouTube, welcome back to MMOSWORLD. We are going to be checking out your first steps in Destiny 2 Shadowkeep New Light. This is the brand new relaunch, if you will, for the free-to-play version on Steam, which happened on the 1st of October. So we'll spend the first half an hour, let's play through the new tutorial for the new players that are coming into the game after the new light launch, and we'll talk about some Destiny 2 along the way. So first of all, you gotta do is just download the game on Steam. Now keep in mind, Destiny 2 has a very high storage requirement. Download size is about 80 gigs total, which is pretty large. It's up there with one of the biggest games on Steam. So let's go ahead and hit the enter key. We are now signing into a Steam account, and we should be creating a character right now. Okay, now that all the agreement things and signages have been done, there's also an important thing to mention here. There is the cross-save feature, which means you can sign up to play your PC Guardians over on the console if you want to. And of course, there's the migration from battle.net, which is where Bungie and Destiny 2 were previously. So once you've got all of that out of the way and have signed in, you get to select 3 classes. Destiny 2 has 3 classes. The Titan, which is your more sort of tanky type class, but you know, it can do decent DPS because of your subclass abilities, and there's like 3 subclasses for each class, and we'll get into that later. Then you have your Hunter, as you can see from the description there, agile and daring, quick on your feet and quick on your draw, high mobility class, this one. And then you have the Warlock. Simply put, these guys are the space wizards. They can do magic and high DPS. For this one, we're going to do the Warlock. And then from here, we come into Destiny 2's character creation, which, by the way, sucks because you don't have an option to play with sliders or anything. You can either pick male or female, but as you can see, there's no way to change skin color or hairstyle. So you're gonna have to pretty much do this to get, swapping between male and female to get the ideal character that you want to play as. There's 3 races: humans, awoken, and exo. Basically, if you play Destiny 1, some of these races should be explained to you. There is a description when you hover over the tooltip, if you notice there. Otherwise, honestly, it won't matter because some of the NPC dialogue doesn't really change to reflect who you are. You're simply known as the Guardian, so whatever, really. For this one, we'll do human, female. Yep, that looks okay. Nothing much we can do. Here's the face options, and you really don't have much to play with, unfortunately. So we'll just go with that. That looks the most normal looking person here. Let's see. Skin color. Actually, I take this back. There is skin color, but yeah, you really can't do much. Yeah, there is some customization here, but I'm still sticking by what I said. It sucks. There's not a whole lot you can do because the options don't really change. I wish they add more. But I can see why they sort of limit that, because it is an MMO, an action MMO. That's what they're calling it these days. So you'll be playing in like open world maps, like in the EDZ or the European Dead Zone. You're going to see other players running around. Maybe it's because of limitations, maybe. Anyway, we go ahead and click finish, and we'll jump into the tutorial.
Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian. It worked. You're alive. You don't know how long I've been looking for you. I'm a ghost. Actually, now I'm your ghost. And you? Well, you've been dead a long time. So you're going to see a lot of things you won't understand. This is fallen territory. We aren't safe here. I have to get you to the city. Hold still. Don't worry, I'm still with you. We need to move fast.
Alright, so if you've never played Destiny before, the little orb thing is called Ghost. He's sort of like your AI companion, and he's going to talk you through things in the world, from lore to story pieces. He's also a character. So here we are. This is Destiny 2, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never played it before, you will primarily play in first person.
A Russian spaceport.
Shift to sprint.
It's quarantined now, and quite dangerous. But our only way forward is through that wall.
and that's your movement tutorial. Like some classes and your subclasses will allow you to jump and glide higher, and that's really a necessity because Destiny 2's maps will have lots of jumping, platforming areas and things like that. Now let's take a look at the UI for a second here. Bottom left, you'll see the class abilities are grayed out right now because we're still in the tutorial, and that's basically it. You have your objectives on the left with a minimap radar kind of thing, which turns red whenever there's enemies on the screen. On the right side, there's nothing there really. Hitting tab opens up, brings up your ghost out, and this really is where you see what kind of objectives you've tracked, but we'll leave that for later on. Right now, we just gotta focus on finishing through the tutorial. We don't have a weapon yet.
I need to get you back to the city. To do that, we'll need a ship. But first, I need to find you a weapon. Let's keep moving.
Right, so he...
They're all around us.
Yeah, that's the Fallen. That's one of the enemy races in the game. So the ghost mentioned the city. That's the last city, the main hub.
It's a risk, but I'll get us more light.
Okay, we gotta get moving.
Hard military system, check. Frayed wires and rust, check. When I flip this switch, expect trouble. Not good. You're definitely not happy to see us. There's a rifle. Grab it.
Okay, so now we have our weapon. So this is a kinetic weapon.
Guardian. You're a warlock. Your curiosity's as dangerous as any weapon. So trust your instincts, and we'll find a way home.
Yep, there's three classifications of weapons. You have your kinetic weapons, which basically don't have any sort of elemental power to it. Then you've got your usual power weapons, your secondary weapons, which has void, arc, and solar. Okay, now let's move forward. Holding shift to sprint. Right mouse button is to aim down sights. And you'll notice at the bottom left there, my class abilities have been unlocked. Now you'll notice the damage meters. White simply means normal damage, while the yellow numbers are precision hits, which means you're hitting enemies at the weak spot. C for melee. Every class in it has a melee ability. And you've also got a grenade. Every class has a grenade. There we go. So here, I'm going to toss a grenade right there. Boom. And Warlocks has a really powerful grenade, which I really like. Let's do melee again. Boom. And all this stuff on the ground is basically ammo that you can pick up. And the different colors are for the different weapons that you have. So I'm using an auto rifle, which basically has very limited range, which is why you're not gonna hit targets. Collect loot. Basically, you'll find this everywhere in the world. Ooh. Shotgun. So all you gotta do is just scroll down or hit your number 2 or whatever to bring up the shotgun. But this one, obviously, heavy hitting, known as an energy weapon, and you'll notice that it has the solar icon down there. And why is that important? Because some you've got daily quests and daily bounties, as they're known, and some of them will have you use like kill 10 enemies using solar damage, which means this shotgun will work. And it's RNG basically, what items roll up with what elemental powers. Oh, this has got a slow reload. I gotta watch my health too. So I have a third class ability which I haven't done yet, and that's bound to the V hotkey. The shotgun's cool for close encounters, but I still like my auto rifle. Oh, they want me to use my super ability? Sure. But basically, I am now gone into my super ability, and that's basically it. You just saw me hit like a huge orb damage void thingy, which looks absolutely beast. And some class mechanics will have you generate orbs, and then from there you can slot armor mods into your armor to specify what picking up those orbs will do. Will it regenerate your health? Will it increase your damage? One last to go. Boom. And we're done. Let's move.
Keep
So this tutorial thing is kind of new. It will remind a lot of you folks of Destiny 1, and now you get to see the MMO portion because that phase of the tutorial was for solo play. And now we are entering the open world aspect where we have that huge tank over there, and there's other players around it involved in this fight. So I'll show you my third class ability. I hit V. I'm gonna put down this this white ring here, which means everybody standing in it, including my fire team, which is basically a party of 3, will get a huge increase to damage. It doesn't last very long, and sometimes your positioning matters because you'll have to move a lot. Okay, tank is immune, can't really do much. So the objective now on the left side of the screen, as you can see, is to push back the enemies. I'm going to throw a grenade right now. Watch them melt. Oh no, I missed. Yeah, that can happen. Alright, so for enemies that are really weak, you'll notice like a white orb on top of their head, like that. So you're gonna go close, and then you can hit G for your finishing maneuver. So that's new with the Shadowkeep expansion, which just came out. Finishing moves. You can unlock more from the store. They look kind of cool. Let's do it again. Wham! Every class will have a different sort of style for finishers. Oh, we got rid of the tank, which means this is a chest. So on the world map, every major like public event is what they're known as. Every time you complete it, you will get a chest. Sometimes they contain money, which are those blue cuboid things on the right side of the screen, and they'll also contain gear. Boom, this guy's dead. 88%. Oh, a new tank has spawned. We want to be careful. As a Warlock, we're kind of squishy. One hit from the main gun of the tank and we are pretty much dead. What happens when you die? You can res, of course, but there's going to be a timer and before somebody can pick you up with the E button if they're in the vicinity. Wham! So there's also a difference in mob type here. This guy has a yellow name, which means he's sort of a rare mob or a more elite mob. Whereas everything else down there, like the white mobs, the drags there, the fallen drags, these are just like basic. Okay, so objective is done. We've gotten what we need to. Now we're gonna find ourselves a ship to escape this place and head to the last city, which is the main hub for the Guardians of the Vanguard. So as a new player, a lot of these stuff, especially what your ghost is saying right now, will be very confusing. Unfortunately, I think Bungie hasn't really done a good job at sort of explaining things to you. And I'm not talking about the lore specifically, I'm also talking about new game systems and tutorials. There's just so much to go through here. I'm going to drop another grenade and get rid of people. And everybody's dead. So I picked up a third weapon there too, which is the, what is this, a rocket launcher? But it has a very slow reload. So I've got to aim this properly. Boom. Got the captain right there. You do not want to use this in close range because you can kill yourself with friendly fire. It's happened to me a couple of times. For these guys, you know what, I'm just going to save that ammo. Let's melee this stupid shark. I've just put down the damage boost there. And I am supercharged. It would have been overkill really to use that on a low life thing. So now we have done that. Here's a little intro cinematic about you. That's your guardian right there.
It's been here a while. Hasn't made a jump in centuries. We're lucky the Fallen haven't completely picked it clean.
Will it fly?
I can make it work.
Yeah, this part of the cinematic where it shows off your character and what's happening in the world is done really nice.
It's not going to break orbit, but it just might get us to the city. Now, about that transmitter.
Obviously, for future new players, hey, if you want to look good with all the cool armor sets, make sure you grind for them first before doing your expansions. Some of the story cutscenes and stuff are only playable once, and you'll never get to see them again. So if you want to look cool in all those shots, you better grind for gear. And there you have it. That is the New Light tutorial to Destiny 2. Pretty short, pretty simple. Just follow the objectives. Learn some hotkeys in terms of your class abilities, how to switch weapons, finishers, which they didn't show up there. They didn't teach you that, but just it's bound. Your default mapping is G, hotkey G, especially when you see that dot on top of the enemy, which means you can use your finisher on them. There will be daily bounties, and I've mentioned that before. Bounties are basically daily quests that you can pick up from the various NPCs on the planets in Destiny 2, and there's a bunch of planets. So you can pretty much read the subtitles, what's going on there. If you want to learn about sort of the lore,
they called it the Traveler.
The Traveler is important to Destiny. That's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil much for you guys. In fact, let's go ahead and skip this lore part here, in case you don't want to spoil that part of the story for yourself. I want to talk about some of the aspects of Destiny 2 New Light. Now, I think they'll drop us. There you go. So on the right side of the screen, we got a vehicle, the Zero, which is a speeder, a ship, and some currency to boot. And I believe they're going to be dropping us right into the last city.
The last survivors of humanity's collapse call the city home.
Yeah, so basically what you need to know, we are heading to an area where it's going to be like the main hub. Every player is going to stop there because that has your vault, which is your bank. It has all the important NPCs that you need to pick up daily bounties, to decode some engrams, which are basically loot boxes. And I'm not talking about those stupid microtransaction loot boxes. I'm talking about in-game gear loot boxes called engrams, and you pick them up from a various bunch of sources. Powerful enemies that you kill can drop some, and they have different rarities, of course. You've got the legendary engram, rare engrams. Blue is called rare. They're decent, not great. Legendary is standard, as in is better than rare, and it's what you'll be using for most of the game until you get up to exotics, which are yellow or gold, and you can only have one exotic equipped in weapons and armor. So here we are. This is the tower, and you can see other players chilling about. Now this is where things get really muddy for new players, because you're just dropped in and you don't really know where to go. I suggest hitting the tap button straight away, and you'll see the tracked pursuits. Talk to the gunsmith. That's your first objective. This guy decodes engram here, the cryptarch. It's the gunsmith over there, and he's to interact with things. He's gonna say some stuff, whatever. Just pick up the weapon here. Now weapons, we get to the screen, you right click on it, you get to preview the weapon. You can change some of the mods, and if it's a higher rarity, like if it's a legendary weapon, then you can do more things like upgrade its stats to masterwork and insert more mods and things like that. You can also change the appearance with dyes, which are called shaders here. Let's go ahead and left click and acquire that weapon. Now that we've taken that, we can see what this guy has to offer. Basically, do a bunch of daily bounties from him. He gives you bounties for weapons, so kill 10 enemies with shotguns, kill 10 enemies with rocket launchers, that kind of thing. Now we're going to talk to Zavala. If you've never played Destiny 2 before, just know this is the leader of the Vanguard, and he's going to give you, I think, more quests. Yep. Acquire a quest. Introduction to strikes, and strikes are very popular. This is like your main 3-man dungeon, sort of. And it's going to give you a heraldic shell. And once you complete some of his bounties, you'll get some currency. You don't see it yet because you need to level up a little bit more his reputation at the top there. And you do that by turning in Vanguard currency. So you just come back here and click this icon, click the engram icon, and he's going to give you gear. So that's it. Now meet Ikora, who's on the other side, and at this point you must be wondering, what the hell is going on? Where's the main campaign? Where's the main story? How do I start that? Worry not, my friends. If you want, you can totally ignore the New Light tutorial, which is what I suggest. You know, if you've played it before and you're coming back and maybe you want to finish the story, all you need to do is head to the hangar over here and speak to Amanda Holiday. And she's the one who's going to have all the story campaigns. So the base story missions, the Red campaign, or the Red War, or whatever it's known, you can pick it up from her. And the 2 expansions as well, Warmind, and I forgot the other one, all from her. So that's what new players are complaining about. There's not a proper way, you know, that Bungie's given you to access the content. Otherwise, you know, if you keep doing the new light tutorial, this area, the quest tab, is going to be filled with up to like 40 different types of things that you need to do. Don't panic, take your time, try and understand, talk to each NPC, figure out what's going on, and do them. And once you've unlocked bounties, they'll be here as well. Seasons are the new thing this with Shadow Pass, of course, Shadow Keep, sorry. And you get one free, which is the top one here. Just do things in the world, do strikes, go down to the EDZ, complete public events, and you can get all this top layer of stuff for free. If you want the more bonus stuff, then you're going to need to buy a season pass, which automatically comes with the expansion purchase. Now what's important here, if you're a new player, get to level 7 of the season pass because you'll get the Gate Lord's Eye. This thing is a slottable artifact. It earns artifact points, and then it has its own progression, which gives you mods that you can slot into, armor and weapons, which will be handy, especially if you plan to play an expansion in Shadowkeep and in the Moon. The Vax Offensive, for example, has a lot of things that will require some of this stuff, like barrier breaks and things like that. So get to level 7 pronto. Now, how do you move around the world? Hit to destinations and you will see all the planets that is available to travel and where there's content in Destiny 2. First thing you'll notice is, hey, some of these are grayed out because each of them has an XP requirement. Now, one of the major changes here is that everybody starts, especially new players, you start at level 50 already at the base power of 750. There's no more leveling up to level 50 like it was at vanilla. That is gone. This is no longer happening. So now all you gotta do is just earn XP, enough XP. Where did the XP go? It goes into the season pass, as you can see. There you go, rank progress. So that's where all the XP is going to. And all you need is just enough XP to unlock all these planets, and then you can move forward. So that's the Shadowkeep right there for the Moon and the campaign as well. So if you want to travel somewhere, just hit the EDZ, which is Earth, and you'll see there's a public event going on right there. Other players will be there. This is the old farm, which is like the old hub for vanilla game players. Holding E will tell you some milestones as well, and that's what you want to click. So just hold that button, and then you can launch to where you want to go. And he's also part of the quest. So there's that. That's how you move around. Map is what we've already showed. And then finally, you've got the store as well. Cosmetics, emotes, that's what an engram is, what it looks like. Nostalgic engram are basically cosmetics. You won't get powerful gear in here. So that's basically it, guys. Oh, look, a ball. Yeah, Destiny 2. You can play football, soccer, however you want to call it. So yeah, if you're jumping into Destiny 2, have fun. Take your time with the changes. Yeah, sure, do the new tutorial, but don't be overwhelmed with the sheer amount of things the game throws at you. If you want to do it the old school way, you want to complete the campaign first, get a feel for the world, you can do so. Talk to Amanda Holiday in the hangar. Otherwise, join with friends, join a clan, straight away jump into public events, Vanguard strikes, go do those things to pick up better gear and armor to slot in, and increase your power level, which is what you will need. So that's it from us. Hit the like button and subscribe to MMOSWORLD. Check out our website, mmosworld.com, and we'll see you soon. Take care.